Hello and welcome to another Rogue Redstone gaming tutorial. Today we're going to do a Windmill Mini Golf build with realistic rotating blades powered by structure blocks. So I'll be doing a brief tutorial of how to spawn and use those later on in the video as well. As you can see, we'll come down here and make our shot with the ball in between the blades. When we do, our geysers as well as our fireworks erupt behind there. This build also features a automatic ball return, so you don't have to worry about spawning another ball or taking it with you. As you're playing the course, you just go from hole to hole and the ball continues to return. As you can see, it just did. Okay, so just like the other couple mini golf builds we've done so far, I've color-coded the template inside to the different depths we need to build at. As you can see, the depth chart over on the right-hand side with the material list on the left-hand side. I'll leave this for a few more seconds on the screen, and then we're going to go ahead and get started on building this. To get started on this build, we're going to come to the front and center block here, or the center block of the front section, I should say. And we're going to count back in 1, 2, 3, 4. At this point, we should be down into a 2-block depth. I'm going to take my blue concrete and I'm going to place one in the center there and 2 more off to the left hand side. I'm going to stack that up 2 blocks, and so it is right at ground level there. I'm going to go ahead and do that on the corners here also, and then I'm going to fill in the back just like that. This is going to be where our ball actually comes up the ball return chute. So once we have that little area built, we're going to come to this far right corner of our ball return chute, and we're going to clear out this 1x3 section, 14 blocks deep total. As you can see, I already have that cut in. So we're going to come down to our area that is 14 blocks deep. We're going to place 3 buckets of lava, 3 blocks of potent sulfur over that, and we're going to hold off on putting the water in right now. This is going to be our geyser area. So we're going to count up a total of 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At that 5th block above our potent sulfur, right in front of it here, we're going to go ahead and break out a 3 wide by 4 block long section. And we're going to replace that with packed ice. It's going to help our ball kind of slide at the end here. And then in front of that section, just so you know, that should be 8 blocks in depth from ground level here. Alright, so right in front of that section here, we're going to continue on with another 3 block wide by 5 block long section. We're going to come up 1 block here and make another 3 block wide by 6 block long section. At the end of that, we're going to come up another block and make another 3 block wide by 6 block long section. This is going to be the full ball return area. At this point, we should be 21 blocks away from where we're going to make our geysers to come up the ball return chute. So on this back wall here, we're going to count up 1, 2 blocks, which should be 4 blocks down from ground level. And we're going to place 3 buckets of water on the back side of that wall. So that should travel 20 blocks long and stop. And as you can see, it stops 1 block short there. So we're going to come back from the middle here and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. And we're going to place some water on each side of our wall here. And as you can see, that'll cover this last block here, but it won't run over the end, so it doesn't affect our geyser return. So now that we have that all set up, let's go ahead and come down here, and let's go ahead and put 2 layers of water in above our potent sulfur. Alright, and that should carry us right to the top. Alright, successful return. So let's go ahead and grab our light blue concrete and come back to the back area of our ball return section, our ball return chute, and we're going to count back 17 blocks. Alright, and on the 18th block, we're going to pull out our polished cinnabar, and we're going to make that 3 wide here. And we're going to go ahead and make our hole that our ball actually goes into right here. This will be inside our windmill. So we're going to make that 2 deep all together, all the way around. Oops. 2 deep on the walls and the back wall as well. Alright, so now that we have that formed up, let's go ahead and put 2 blocks on the outside on each side here as well. And let's pull out our tripwire hooks. And let's put some tripwire hooks on the top block on each side. And let's connect those with string to load those. And let's go ahead and put redstone repeaters on the outside of each one of those blocks. Just like that. Alright, so now we can go ahead and grab our light blue concrete. And let's go ahead and fill this area in right here. Let's stop 4 blocks before our ball return chute here. Go ahead and break those out for now. We're going to leave that area open so we can do a little redstone work later. So now that we have that all filled in, we have our ball return chute completely done. Area our ball goes into. We're going to grab our next set of materials here. And from the front section here, we're going to count from this far right block of our ball return chute over 1, 2, and we're going to take polished sulfur and count up 3 blocks here. Go ahead and break the 2 down below that there. Place a waxed copper bulb with a piece of redstone dust on top of that, and then we're going to put a bamboo button right on the side of this polished sulfur here. So as you can see, when we turn that, or when we hit the button there, that turns on and turns off. Alright, so we're going to grab our comparator, and we're going to come out of the waxed copper bulb with a comparator, a piece of redstone dust, and then a redstone repeater coming out of that, another comparator, and we're going to hit left trigger on that to put it into subtraction mode, and then 2 repeaters. The first repeater we're going to hit 3 times to max out and put on 4 tick delay. The second one we're going to hit once to put on 2 tick delay. Put on some redstone dust at the end there to wrap that around. These repeaters you can just leave on 1 tick delay. And then put 2 pieces of redstone dust right after that with a redstone repeater going into this block here. And we're going to swing around and we're going to pull another redstone repeater out of that block with a piece of redstone dust, a redstone repeater, another piece of redstone dust, and then we're going to put 2 more repeaters. The second one here we're going to max out to 4 tick delay. Then let's go ahead and fill the rest of this area in here. And you know what? Let's go ahead and fill that in too, just so it looks more complete. Alright, so now let's grab our redstone dust off of, our redstone repeater off of this line here. We're going to place a redstone repeater. We're going to skip a block, place another repeater, skip a block, and then place another repeater. Then connect all those with redstone dust here, and we're going to max all those out to 4 tick delay. Swing around, and then off of each one of these pieces of redstone dust, we're going to place 2 more repeaters just like we did over there. And then we're going to put that second repeater to 4 tick delay. Alright, so now that we have our redstone circuit in there, this is going to run our structure block later that will actually make our rotating blades. As you can see, we hit this button here and everything comes to life. We can go ahead and turn that off for right now, and we'll come back to that a little bit later on. Alright, so I'm going to grab our next set of materials here, and we're going to go back to where our ball actually goes into that hole, and we're going to set up all the redstone back here. So I'm going to be using lime concrete so we can see this a little easier. Alright, so where those repeaters are, we're going to place 2 blocks in front of those repeaters on both sides, making sure to leave the block underneath those empty. We're going to put redstone dust right underneath those blocks. Go ahead and grab yourself a redstone repeater, and off that second piece of dust we're going to put a redstone repeater going into a dispenser, and let's go ahead and load that with fireworks. Feeling like some yellow fireworks today. Throw some yellow in there, and then right at the end of this redstone dust, let's go ahead and put another block of choice. Skip a block over here, and we're going to put another block just like that, and then a redstone repeater to connect those two. Go ahead and put redstone dust right on top of that block, with the redstone dust coming off and over to the side. Then we're going to go ahead and grab our comparators, and we'll place 2 comparators going into this part of the redstone dust. Swing around and place 2 more comparators like that. We don't want that on subtraction though. Alright, so go ahead and connect those at the end. And then on this side here, we're going to take a repeater, and we're going to put a repeater off of this piece of redstone dust into a block with a redstone torch on it, and then we're going to put 3 more blocks off to the side, all with redstone dust on top of those. Make sure you don't put any redstone dust on this. Alright, so let's go ahead and swing around, and let's go ahead and put a sticky piston facing off of that last block here. Go ahead and break the block right above that block that's extended, or stuck to the sticky piston now. And we'll go ahead and leave that just like that. We'll swing around to the other side here, and let's go ahead and do the exact same thing. Let's go ahead and put some redstone dust right underneath these blocks. A redstone repeater coming out of that second piece of dust. A dispenser facing upward. Fireworks inside. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and put in a block right there at the end of that redstone dust. A redstone repeater coming out of that into another block. Redstone dust on top of that. Down and off to the side. And just like we did over here, we're going to put 2 comparators running into that piece of redstone dust. Swing around, and we're going to put 2 comparators coming out of that piece of redstone dust and connect it at the end there. A repeater coming off of this side or off of this piece of redstone dust here into a block with a torch on it, and then 3 more blocks off the side of that with 3 pieces of redstone dust, making sure not to put it on this block here. Alright, so then we'll put in our second sticky piston. That should extend. Go ahead and break the block above that just like that. Okay, so now we have our redstone mechanics in for our ball shoot, so that'll activate our geysers as well as our fireworks. We just have one more step. Got to put in our geysers. So let's go ahead and grab a redstone torch, and in between these two pieces of redstone here, put that redstone torch. Our fireworks should activate, and both of our pistons should retract. As you can see, this line is now turned off, and both of our pistons are retracted in. Alright, so I'm going to grab our next set of materials here. Okay, now we're going to grab our lava bucket, and we're going to come over to either side you want to start on. I'm going to come over to the left hand side. In front of the block that's been retracted by the piston, we're going to go ahead and dig down 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Place a bucket of lava, a block of potent sulfur, and then 1, 2, 3 blocks of water, or 3 buckets of water, I should say. As you can see, we got ourselves a nice little geyser there. If you want that a little bit taller, just go ahead and dig down 6 blocks and place 4 buckets of water instead of 3. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over to the other side and do the same thing. come in front of the block that's been retracted by the piston and dig down 5 blocks. Place a lava bucket, potent sulfur, and 1, 2, 3 buckets of water. Alright, great. So now let's go back here and let's go ahead and break this redstone torch out. As you can see, our comparators will hold the redstone signal for a second, and then everything will return to normal. So let's go ahead and test everything out at this point. Go ahead and go down here into our ball hole, and everything works. Our fireworks and our geysers go off, so that is perfect. Let's go ahead and grab our pale oak planks, or actually let's go ahead and grab our polished sulfur slab at this point since we're up here, and let's go directly over to this side here and let's make a whole block out of this, and let's bring those all the way back until one in front of that ball hole return. And let's go over to the other side here, and we're only going to bring these partial way up. We're going to leave this open right now so we can go ahead and get in here and work on this redstone. So let's go ahead and grab our pale oak planks and come to the back of these, oops, went too far on that one. Back of these polished sulfur slabs, and let's count up 5 blocks. Let's do that on both sides here. Go ahead and connect that at the top. And let's go ahead and put in some polished cinnabar in the middle here. We're going to make our little ball opening. So that should look just like that right now. Grab our block of coal. You can use any block for this. I like to use something dark, and coal is one of the cheapest resources. Alright, fill that in on the top there. Cool, so now that we have that done, let's go ahead and swing around to this corner here, and we're going to come out by 1 block just like that, and then make this 7 blocks wide. And then we're going to swing around here, and we're going to do the same thing. Alright, so let's go ahead and swing around to the back here and put these in just like this. We're going to leave that open on the side there, and then from the second block in here, right next to that one, we're going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, and we're going to do that in every corner just like that. And connect these in the center here. Block in there, and then on each one of those corner blocks we'll go up another 5 blocks. Alright, now we can go ahead and pull out our polished cinnabar, and let's go ahead and make a little pyramid on the top there. And let's go ahead and fill in all our sides with the polished cinnabar here. Okay, so now that we have all 4 sides filled in with our polished cinnabar, let's go ahead and grab our pale oak stairs. Swing up here, and let's go ahead and put on our little roof. Alright, great. So now we have the base of our windmill built. We can go ahead and start building the actual blades and putting in the motion part of it here. So first of all, let's go ahead and grab our polished sulfur and let's head up here to our top layer, and then 1, 2, 3 blocks up into our top layer. I'm going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 blocks. Make a little 3x3 section here, or 3x3 little square. Let's decorate the front here with some bamboo trapdoors. Alright, now for step 1 here, let's go ahead and place a block on the center part of each one of these here, or of each side. And let's go ahead and start with the bottom side, or the bottom blade. So let's go back 1 block here, and then down 1 block. So it looks just like that. And then let's take this down a total of 9 blocks, so 8 more. Alright, and then we're gonna add in 2 more layers to the left hand side. Just like that. And then we're going to come up to this one here. And we're going to do kind of the same thing here. We're going to pull that out 9 blocks total. And then let's add 2 more layers onto the top of that. Now that we have that done, we'll do the middle one here. Alright, so now that we got that started here, we'll come up 8 more blocks from that. And then we'll add 2 more layers off to the right hand side here. Now let's go ahead and do our right one over here. Add 8 more blocks over on that one. And then we're going to add 2 more layers to the bottom side of this one. Okay, so now we have the backing for all 4 of our blades put in here. Let's go ahead and grab our bamboo trapdoor. Let's go ahead and start on the bottom one here. Start putting in our trapdoors. Okay, so now that we have all those put in place and flipped into the right position, let's go ahead and knock out our backing blocks. Being very careful not to knock out our trapdoors here. Alright, and so let's go ahead and repeat that process for the next 3 blades. Alright, so now that we have all 4 blades built in phase 1, let's go ahead and complete the middle part of our little blade area. Alright, as you can see, we added the half slabs in there to kind of make that a little bit more detailed here. So now we're going to grab our structure blocks, and if you don't know how to grab a structure block, it's super easy. You do have to have cheats enabled into your world though. So after you have cheats enabled, we're going to open up our chat menu here, and we're going to open up chat just like normal. So I'm going to make this little forward slash here, or backslash, whatever you call it. And then we're going to type in give. And then we're going to put in a space. Type in the @ symbol. S for yourself. And another space. Type in structure. Oops. Alright, and then underscore. And then the word block. Alright, now that you have that typed in, go ahead and hit start there, and that should give you one. See, gave structure block to fuel on the hill. As you can see, we have 2 in our menu now. You do have to make sure that you have an open slot though, somewhere for it to go, otherwise you won't get it. So now that we have that in our menu, let's go ahead and go over to this far right hand corner here where we did our pale oak wood, and let's count 1, 2, 3 in front of that, and let's count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and on the 9th block we're going to place a structure block here, and so let's double check our spacing there. Yep, 8 blocks in between here. And so when we have that placed, we're going to come in here, and there's a few different modes in the structure blocks. If you're new to these, we have save, load, and corner. For now, we're going to go ahead and hit corner on this, and let's give this a nice and easy name. So for phase 1, I'm going to type in P and then 1, and this does have to be the same across all these, so make sure it's exactly the same when you type it in. It is case sensitive as well, so if you use an uppercase, make sure you use an uppercase. Let's go ahead and knock out our backing blocks. Let's go over here to the left hand side, and off of this side of our pale oak planks, let's count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks. And then we're going to be going up a total of 24 blocks, so let's add 23 more on to this 9th block. Alright, and so now that we have a total of 24 blocks and height there, let's go ahead and put a structure block on top of that here as well. And let's go ahead and put that into corner mode also, and let's give that the exact same name. So P, 1, and then I'm going to go ahead and knock all these out. So the cool thing about structure blocks is they act a lot like command blocks for doing stuff like this, but you don't have to keep the build saved in the world. Once it's saved in the block, you're good to go. So we're going to come over here now to this little redstone circuit that we made, and off this first set of repeaters we're going to place a structure block in here, and we're going to keep this on save mode this time, and we're going to go down to structure name, type in the same thing here, P1. Alright, now we're going to go down to detect and hit detect. As you see, that captured our whole part of our build that we wanted to capture in there. As you can see, our bounding box is now set around our first frame. So let's go in here one more, and let's go ahead and hit save. And so doing it this way saves us from having to do all the offsets and the size manually. You can do that manually, but I'll tell you what, it's a pain. Alright, so now that we have that set, let's make sure this is set to load now. Now that we have it saved in there, let's go ahead and save it one more, just make sure it is saved. Alright, so load. Now let's go ahead and start doing phase 2. So let's go ahead and start by knocking this little detail out here, because we're going to change this up. And let's go ahead and grab our polished sulfur stairs. Starting on the right hand side there, we'll place one like that. And then one upside down, just like that. Come over here, upside down stair. And then another one just like that. And I think you get where I'm going with this here. Do that right like that. And then we'll finish this one off here. Oops. Alright, so got the center changed. Now all we gotta do is change up the blades. So I'm gonna start with the bottom one here. We're gonna start at this bottom right corner. We're gonna knock out a total of 5 of these. And we're gonna do that on 2 of these rows. Then we're going to go ahead and add these 2 rows back in over here. So we're just changing up the shape of our blades each time. So we'll go ahead and add these trapdoors back in right over here. And we can go ahead and knock out our backing blocks here. Swing up to our left one here, and we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. And we'll keep that top 3rd layer there. We'll go ahead and pull some blocks off of the top of the windmill here. Alright, so that wasn't the cleanest, but we'll go ahead and knock those out here, the ones we don't need. And did I do that? Yep, I did that one too long there. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5 over here. So a total of 9. It's getting late, guys. Alright, so I'm going to come up and do this middle one here. And off of this left hand side, we're going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4. And on this 5th one here, we'll start knocking them out. Do the same thing. We'll knock out these 2 rows and we'll keep this far one to the right. Alright, so now all we have left is one more blade here. So we'll start at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll go ahead and bust these 5 out. And the row right below it. Okay, so now that we have phase 2 completed here, we're going to simply come over to our corner blocks. And we're going to change our structure name from P1 to P2. That's simple. Come over here to this other corner block and we're going to do the same thing. Turn that to P2. Alright, now we're going to come down here into our second set of repeaters. Place another structure block. Keep it in save mode. Go to our structure name and type in P2. And then same thing as the other one. Come down here to detect. And voila, we have phase 2. So let's go ahead and save that. And I'm going to put that into load mode here. And so now that we have a couple phases saved here, we should be able to hit this button. And we should be able to see them bounce back and forth here a little bit. Alright, cool. So everything's working. We just need phase 3 and phase 4. So let's go ahead and start phase 3. Let's come up here and let's Go ahead and just knock these off. And then at this point, we can actually go ahead and delete all of our trapdoors because we've got to start fresh. Alright, so now that we're back to square one here, let's go ahead and go over to the corners of these. And let's extend a block out just like that on each one of the corners. Alright, now that we have those blocks in place, let's go ahead and start putting in our backing blocks. So let's come up one behind that, and then one out just like that. And let's go ahead and make a 3x3 section coming off the top of that row with another 3x3 section, and coming off the top of that row with a little 2x2 section. So it should look just like that at this point. Let's go ahead and put a block in this corner here and a block in that corner there. Let's repeat the process right here and right there. So that is the backing shape that we should have. I'm going to go ahead and repeat the process on the other side. Alright, now that we have the backing blocks for the top part, let's go ahead and put the backing blocks in on the bottom. I'm going to start on the right hand side here. Okay, so now we have our backing blocks in. Let's go ahead and put our trapdoors on all those and knock the backing blocks out. Okay, so now that we have the blades made for phase 3, all we have to do is finish off our middle section. So let's go ahead and grab our polished sulfur stairs. And let's go ahead and go into the middle here with our polished sulfur stairs, just like that. Oops. And then let's take out our half slab. And let's go ahead and put those right in, just like that. Alright, so now we have our phase 3 complete. We're going to go ahead and do just like we did on phase 1 and phase 2. Come over to our corner blocks here and change P2 to P3. Do the same thing over here. Alright. And now we're going to come down to our redstone circuitry and we're going to put in our third structure block here. Put that in place. Keep that in save mode. type in P3 to structure name, and then simply hit detect. Alright, so we have our phase 3 right there. Go ahead and hit save on that. And then let's go ahead and change the mode to load. Go ahead and back out of that there now. And we should be able to hit our button over here and see it go through all 3 phases. Alright, cool. So now all we got to do is phase 4, which is by far the simplest because we get to cheat and copy phase 2. So let's go into the second block here, and let's go ahead down here to load and hit load. As you can see, that'll take place of the other one. Let's go ahead and go to our corner blocks again and change those back to P2. Alright, and so we're going to go back down to our redstone circuitry here. And we're going to place our 4th structure block. Keep that in save mode. Structure name, we're going to do that P2 again. And we're going to hit detect again. And instead of hitting save, we don't need to save it because it's already saved into the block. All we're doing here is easily grabbing the offset so we don't have to adjust that manually. We're going to change the mode to load, and then we're going to change the mirror to X. And as you can see, when we load that here, we get that flipped in the opposite direction. If you're building this build in another direction, you may have to mirror Z, but the worst case scenario, if you do it the wrong way, I'll show you here. So I'll mirror Z and see it flipped it the way we don't want it, and it also completely turned it around here. So like I said, it's easily fixable. Just switch it the other way and it will fix your problem. So if it's not looking right, just use the other mirror. I'm going to load that back into mirror X though, because that is the one that we want right now, or that's the one that I want for sure. Alright, so now that we have all 4 frames, and if you're following along with me, you should be getting the exact same results. So now we can go ahead and hit this. Alright, and we have all 4 frames working correctly. And let's go ahead and turn this off for a second here. We have one more thing left to do in the structure blocks. We're going to go inside here, and each one of these, and at the bottom of each one of these load menus, there's going to be a thing called Show Bounding Box. So we're going to click that to off. And we're going to do that in each one of these here. Alright, and so now you can see we got that ugly bounding box off around our blades. Let's go ahead and knock these corner structure blocks out as well. We don't need those anymore. Now everything is actually complete with our build. All we have left is a little bit of cleanup here. So I'm going to leave these off for right now just while we're doing the cleanup. So, most importantly, we're going to want to make sure to leave open right over our dispenser here, and also this block that is extended or stuck to our sticky piston. So we're going to leave a space open right above those, so that way we get our steam from our geyser and our fireworks. Okay, now I'm just going to throw in some flowering azalea leaves. And for the lighting, I'm going to go ahead and throw some lanterns in. Alright, so now we have everything completely finished off here. We can turn that back on. I'm going to actually grab some bamboo shelf and stick some bamboo shelf right on the end of these here. Now all we have left is let's go ahead and play the course. So I'm going to grab a sulfur or cube spawn egg here, and I'm going to fill it with a ochre frog light so it stays nice and bright, and it actually does have the same effect as the coral that I was putting in there. So let's go ahead and put some mace on the side here, and let's go ahead and, like I said, test the course here. Alright, and we have success, hole in one. Let's go ahead and try this at nighttime here real quick, nice and vivid. And that's why we lit everything up. Test our ball return here as well. Alright, perfect. Okay, so there we have it, folks. Here is our working Windmill Mini Golf build. I hope you like everything. Please let me know what you think of this build in the comments, and I'll see you next time for another Rogue Redstone gaming tutorial.